bad news for the Pi coin because the chart is not looking good. Look at it right here. If this market break below this level of support, which is what I am looking at, most likely market is going to come all the way to the downside, and this will be disastrous. I'm going to go into the detail in this very video. And if you look at Bitcoin, market has been coming all the way to the downside for the past 4 days, and this very level of important support is important because if we see the market break out of this support downward, market is going to crash all the way to the downside. I'm going to mark out the area of interest that you should keep your eye on in this very video. And if you look at this very point on Ethereum, market is still maintaining strength on Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin coming all the way to the downside. So what next for the price of ETH? And also, if you look at coin market cap, it discovered that the global crypto market cap have come down from $3 trillion to $2.91 trillion. And Fed interest rate tomorrow and the FOMC statement, will Fed keep interest rate unchanged or will they hike rate? All of these and many more in this very video. So pay attention and watch this video all the way to the very end. The first thing here is the Pi coin. As always, you see, Pi is very important. Why? Because a lot of persons are mining this coin, and if you've been mining, a lot of persons are mining before the listing. Okay, so they have a lot of user base, number one. Number two, there are a lot of investors concerned about this very token as well, and so therefore the price analysis or price prediction is very, very important. So I believe that this very price we are seeing right now on the Pi token is going to come back down. Okay, and that is what I am expecting right now. Look at it, market from here, this was where we see the last bear drop. This was from here, market drop all the way to the downside. So the last bear drop was this candle, and after this very candle, market move up. So after the bear drop, we have a bullish expansion. Okay, so bullish expansion means that market will retrace and then move back up again, and that's exact same thing we see here. Market move up and then we see retracement. Market was supposed to move up but did not. That means if you look at this very bear candle, it's a very important bear candle. Why? Because it go below this very level of important support. Okay, market close below this support. That is why I am now expecting that the market come back down into this very area of important support because there is liquidity at this very area. So what I am now expecting is a possible liquidity grab. Market should come from where it is into this very area, grab liquidity, okay, before the next move to the upside. And this is what you must have to pay attention to be in the right direction of the market right now. So expect this to happen on this very price action. And of course, if we break above this level of important resistance right at this very point, I will expect that after the breakout of this level of important resistance, market should move into this level of resistance. And this is what you must have to pay attention to. So in the overall, I am not taking any position on Pi. Even though market come back down, give us a nice opportunity to buy low, I am not taking any position. I must wait for the market to move upward and break this level of important resistance right here. Why? That will signal that buyers are now coming into the market. I want to see momentum. I want to see pressure, buy momentum, buy volume, bullish volume come into the market before thinking of buying this very token, because I see that this token have possibility of moving all the way to the downside. And this is very, very important, although it's a bad news for miners, because after mining, okay, putting a lot of work, you will exchange the token at a little bit lower price, okay, compared to if you mine and market move all the way to the upside, you will exchange it with a good price. And this is what we must have to pay attention to right now as technical analysts, traders, and miners. And if you come to the Bitcoin price action right at this very point, you discover that the Bitcoin price charts have been coming back down in the last 4 days. And this is not a news because there is already divergence on the price action. And this very bull flag that we see right here failed, okay, and market begin to come all the way to the downside into this very area. If you follow me on this channel, I mark out this very point in this very area as 2 points of interest, and that is exact same thing we are seeing right now on price action. Okay, so from where the market is right now, there is a high possibility of a breakout of this very point of important support, and that is what you have to pay attention to. Market breaking out of this very area is going to send the market into this very point of $91,000. This is what I am personally expecting on price action right now. So a breakout of this very point of important support is going to send the market into this very area. I'm looking at this very candle right here. Reason why I am looking at this very candle is because this very candle is where the market come back down. We have this very point where there is a mitigation of this very fair value gap right here. There's a fair value gap between this very point and this very area. Okay, so this very point from here, market come back down and have a mitigation of the fair value gap and begin to move upward. So if you look at it critically, you discover that this very point is where we see that touch right here. Okay, so market from here move upward. What that also means is that if market break here, okay, market is going to come back down to this very point of important support. So this will not turn support for the market to move upward, and in my opinion, this will be the final move for markets to begin to move upward, okay, on this very trend. And if we see a breakout here, then that means we are going back to the 80k level. But this is not what I am expecting right now, as we wait for the Fed interest rate, which is very important and key to market moving upward or downward. And if you come to Forex Factory right here, you discover that tomorrow is the federal fund rate and the FOMC meeting. This is very important because if Fed keep interest rate unchanged, which is the forecast right here, which is what the market is already expecting, then I will be expecting that market should move upward, okay? And if they cut interest rate, which is very less likely, market should do very well, okay? Not immediately, but do very well. And if they keep interest rate unchanged, the market should come back down a little bit, react to it, and move upward. By the way, the move we are seeing right now to the downside on Bitcoin is as a result of tomorrow FOMC meeting, because if markets react to this very data, which is 4.50 basic points, right now market is coming back to the downside, reacting to that very data, it means that if it is unchanged, that means if this very data, the actual come out to be 4.50 basic points, it means that we are not going to see much drop in the market. Market can just drop a little bit and begin to recover again all the way to the upside. And if we see a cut, that is a rate cut, which is less likely, then market from this very area, market is going to from here move all the way to the upside, because it's going to bring optimism, positivity into the market, and market will begin to shoot all the way to the upside, which is very, very good for the market. This is what you must have to pay attention to right now on the Bitcoin price action. And if you come to Ethereum, Ethereum is not moving that much all the way to the downside compared to what we are seeing on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so Ethereum right now, if we see a breakout here, this is what I am expecting. A breakout of this very point of important support is going to make the market to come into this very area of important support. Okay, this is what you must have to pay attention to and watch on your ETH/USDT 4-hour chart. And this very price action looks very, very good. Why this area? Because market move upward from here. If you notice, market has been moving upward from this very point. And after this very movement here, we see a pause within this very area, which means there was a bullish expansion, and then market paused a little bit, plus another bullish expansion, which means from this very area, we have a pause. That means there were equilibrium between this very area. Buyers and sellers were equal. The market pushed up again. That means there is liquidity within this very point. And if market break out on this point of important support, market is going to come back down into this very area to collect liquidity before the market will then move upward again on the price of Ethereum. That is what you must have to pay attention to right now. If you come to coin market cap, you discover that the global crypto market capitalization is coming back down gradually to $2.91 trillion from $3 trillion. This is a little bit of movement to the downside, not that very significant movement all the way downward, But in spite of this, CZ, the founder of Binance, is saying that he thinks that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up to $500,000 to $1 million this very year, entering next year. And this is quite important. What do you think? Do you think the price of Bitcoin is going to reach 500K to $1 million this very year? Comments below in the comment section. I want to see what you think about what CZ is saying, and also what you think about the market right now. One of the most important data that we're waiting for is the tomorrow data from the federal fund rate and the FOMC meeting. Okay, let's wait for what the Fed is going to do. Either they're going to keep rates unchanged or cut rates. There is no hiking of rates for me off the table right now. Fed is not going to hike rates. If they hike rate, that will be very disastrous for the market. So expectation of hiking rates is not there. I am expecting them to keep rates unchanged. That is my expectation from what Fed is going to do tomorrow. But let's wait for what that data is going to come out to be. And this is very important because it's going to trigger a lot of movement in the market, be it downward or upward. Finally, on this very note, Bitcoin, I am not taking any position yet. Remember our last position, we collected half profit and market come back down and hit us out at break even plus half profit. But I'm going to give a trade after the FOMC meeting, this very data tomorrow. That is by next tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to give a trade on this very pair. Because if the market from here give me enough volume, and I see a reason why we should buy the market, we're going to buy the market from here all the way to the upside. And if market drop from here to the downside into this very area, and we see good volume in the markets and align with the strategy, we're going to take a buy position from this very area as well all the way to the upside. This is very important. If you want to take that trade, join the Telegram channel with the link in the description of this very video and also in the pinned comments, and get updated. This is what you must have to pay attention to on Bitcoin, ETH, and also Pi price action. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, the link in the description of this very video and also in the pinned comment. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.